Welcome back to Golf Simulator videos. I have a very exciting video, I know, for so many GSV viewers and subscribers because a lot of you are playing the GSPro Golf Simulator software, and I'm here with the full version of GSPro 3. So version 3 actually brings a lot to the table. Now, you guys may have seen the public beta that's out there, maybe even tested it yourself, which is bringing this beautiful new user interface, very modern and simplistic. I actually love the video of Whispering Pines in the background, one of my favorite courses, but there's so much more to the software, including an incredible new practice range. I can't wait to show you that. But I thought this would also be a great opportunity to do kind of a full in-depth review of GSPro Golf Simulator software. I have so many new viewers every day on the channel, and you know, if you want to skip ahead and just look at the new stuff, do that. Make sure you check out when I look over practice. Make sure you check out when I do the ball physics with the different challenges I'm going to show you. But I'll do a full overview. We're going to go through the settings. We're going to go through all of it. We're going to hit demo shots, everything along those lines. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please do. Make sure you comment below questions, things you want to see, feedback, what you think of the new software. I mean, these guys are obviously always listening because wait until you see all the new stuff in here. A lot to go over. I'll try not to miss anything. It's almost impossible to cover everything, obviously, in one video without it being a complete marathon. But let's go ahead and go over to the PC. I'm going to take down my studio camera so you guys can actually see full screen GSPro. So here we are on this awesome new user interface. Like I said, it's very modern, simplistic, whether you're using a touch screen or a mouse, you can just see what you want to do. Local match, practice challenges, sim golf tour tournaments, or online match. Now in the lower right, you can mute the music right away. If you don't want the music on the home screen, you can do that, but there's also a lot more that you can do with the home screen settings as well, and I'm going to show you that because I think that's where we should start, is the settings. So I'm actually going to start in the left tab, which is players. You see I have player 1 selected there, and this is if you're a member of the Simulator Golf Tour, which I honestly suggest. Amazing online golf tournament, and I'll show you that section here in just a second. You know, hundreds of players playing with handicap and different styles and everything, but this is where you would set up that initial player, whether you're right and left-handed. You can use global settings or your own custom player settings. So if you like the mini map on the left, you can do it versus another player that might be using a global setting or has it set to the right. And then the realism is the same thing, and I'll show you what realism is here in just a minute. So it's really nice that that's available per user. Golf bag, obviously per user, because everyone's golf bag is unique. Set that all up, and you can apply that. You can actually open a bag locker. All right, and you can load and save it. It's really, really customizable. It's amazing you can do all this. Operation 36, I don't think I've talked about in the past. So this is a full partnership with these guys. I mean, it's a developmental program and technology that you can go out and do these, skill tests out on the course. And I won't dive into it right now. It's too much to go over, but maybe I'll do a separate video just on Operation 36. I think some people have done it out there. Maybe check it out in another channel in the meantime. But very, very cool that they have this built into the software, baked in, full partnership. Now, if I go under the game tab, full settings for your global settings of the game. So metric or imperial units, altitude or elevation for your local area, mini map location, globally to the right for me, player rotation style, classic. Now this is one I was just helping set up a commercial facility up at a golf club. And he said, well, what's the time it takes to, for people to finish out a round of golf? And I said, well, here's the deal. Sometimes people go to the bathroom or whatever and it takes forever, but you can change it to just have one player at a time and finish out the hole. And they had no idea. So that was a really cool setting that I wanted to point out to you guys. Or once you're on the green, if you just want to hit your putts until it's in the hole rather than switching every little putt, that helps too. So a launch monitor carry, if you're using launch monitor carry, you can set that. Here's the realism that we were talking about, whether you want it to be custom or whether you want to use global. This is actually really nice. When you have a beginner, kids, whatever it may be, you actually want to stop that ball from slicing and have just some more kind of fun golf. Doesn't have to be penalizing. You can do that. And you can even go down here and you can go to casual and then boost shots. So let's say you have really young kids that you want to be able to, play along with you on a longer course and the tees aren't short enough. Well, they can do that, and you can do it just on driver if you need it. So it's really nice that they have that. Some people might say, well, that's not real golf. Well, it is real golf. It's just adjusted settings to make it easier, and I think that's a great intro to the game. It really is. We're going to play full realistic golf though. So system. Now there's several things in here. Actually, one of them that's newer that's actually great in my opinion. So the course folder, you really not all the time want to put all of your storage onto your Windows drive. So if you want to separate it, you can. I have a massive Windows drive. It's a solid state hard drive. I think it's 4 terabytes. So I just put everything on one drive. But let's say you only have a 500 gig hard drive or something, and you want to put Windows on that. Then you have a 2 terabyte. You can put all your courses and everything on there, because the courses are about a gig a piece, sometimes more. So you can just change that. You can actually use mouse control for the simulator if you want to go out and explore on courses and stuff. They actually have that in their manual and video guides that you can check out. Ralph has an awesome channel that goes through all the little steps of everything. This is just a brief overview. They have an on-screen keyboard beta, so you can actually turn that on and actually prompt an on-screen keyboard. I'm not going to do that today, but it's kind of nice for people that don't want to use a keyboard and want to use a touchscreen. Now the course server is now baked in as well, which is really nice. You used to have to get this course server URL and paste it in. This is actually only for people that are subscribing to designers. So there's some designers that have like subscriptions and one-time fees and stuff for you to activate courses from their server. That's where you would do it. You can also clear the cache, you can reload courses, reset GSPro Connect, download the latest stable and public beta. That's something not everybody offers right inside their software, just the ability just to play beta like that with a click of a button. It's nice that they do that. Under the sounds menu, this is new. All right, GSPro sounds, core sounds, menu sounds, all can be separated to whatever level you like along with the master. You'll see I have the menu sound turned down, and that way I can actually have the music on there, but it's not overbearing. We'll go to visual settings, the user interface. I use the gimme circle. I think it's nice. I don't use the aim indicator. It's just a little distracting to me, not necessary. The show ball ready indicator, I do like that, and that's a new feature. I will show you here in just a second. I think it's integrated with Unicore and Foresight currently. So make sure we check that out and show you guys what that is, because it's another one of those things, honestly. I was just at that commercial facility and they didn't want that noise going off, but wanted to know when it was locked in without looking up. I'm going to show you how that works here in a second. Distance display, I actually have that off, but the scorecard after hole thing, that's something that you don't see a lot, which is cool. You can have that flash up for 2 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever you want, to actually just look at the scorecard of how the round's going between everybody. You can hide the user interface on the shot and make it a little more clean. That show up next message I think is awesome. Some software doesn't show that, and no one knows who's up next. Whether you're 30 yards away or 35 yards away, it's too close and you don't know. Well, it actually tells you so you can be prepared and get that round going. Keep it going and get it done quicker. Match settings, condensed view, that's actually in beta. Narrow UI mode I wanted to touch on real quick, because if you are in a narrow space, it's awesome how they actually are accommodating to everyone and making that user interface a narrow mode for you, and that way it's properly working in a narrow screen. So very cool that they have that. Hide the distance banner on the green if it's distracting to you. Show simulator golf tour leaderboards, a new one. So that when you're out there playing your round, you can actually look at the leaderboard and you can set it to how long you want it up there. I just think that's awesome. They're pulling in that data live. Very, very cool. Show club selector. You can show it, you can hide it, you can auto hide it. A lot of these launch monitors, I mean most of them at this point, are all just measuring the ball, so you don't need to select club unless you're on the fringe or on the fairway and you're putting up, you want to select putter, but you can either show hide or auto hide that. So disable main menu video. I'm actually just going to click this really quick, hit save and exit, to show you what it looks like if you don't want the video. So it's just a nice, clean, static image. It actually looks a little brighter, I don't know if you noticed that or not, but I kind of like the video. It's not like you're on the main menu for a long time. So that's something that you might want to, actually I was on visual, there we go. Disable main menu, and I'm not gonna save and exit just yet. But yeah, if you just don't want the video, you don't have to. Maybe it's a little taxing on your GPU depending on your PC. Now, this is something I wanted to point out, because the follow camera, I actually like it on low. And I was even talking to the developers, I think I would like the ball maybe, I would like to follow it a little further back. They're talking about actually having some more camera adjustments. I don't like the big delay. I mean, I'll play it anyway, but I don't know, for right now, I just kind of like this low delay. You guys have to tell me, because I'm gonna play like that. You'll see some shots. But I would like it just to be a little further behind the ball. So, I mean, it's perfect experience the way it is. I have no problem, but why not keep giving feedback, right? These guys are listening. I think it's awesome. You can have a whole intro fly to animation. You can adjust the flyover speed, the height. You can use the legacy if you want to, and the automatic hole flyover is a beta. So when you're going to the next hole, if you want an automatic flyover, you can do that. Change the ball trail color from red, blue, green, and yellow. The ball trail size. I like mine red, I like mine standard, but let's say you just want a thicker line and you want it in blue, it's more appealing to you, you can do that. Now here's a new one that's really cool. Offset has been around. I mean, people need that because they have narrow spaces and they have to have the ball further to the right of the screen or left of the screen, not in the center. But how about the people using like a Mevo Plus and they're putting with a putting mat over to the right? Well, now you can actually set offset just for putting. I think that's awesome. I mean, they're really accommodating to so many different type of users. Just fantastic in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and hit save and exit. And I want to start with local match. And the reason I want to start with local match is because you're going to see an all new ability to filter courses. So if you saw one of my previous videos and it was the normal searching, this is on steroids. I mean, this is awesome. A lot of people I think wanted this because there's so many courses now. I think this is like well over 1,000. So like, let's say I just wanted to type in anyone that has Michigan in their description. So this is what I have installed from Michigan. If I want to go to all courses and see what else is available out there, I can do that, and I'm just simply filtering by what it's called, but I don't have to do that either. I can go to all courses and I can say, well, what's popular right now? Well, like I said, one of my favorite courses, Whispering Pines at the top there. I could go to newest and see, hey, what's new out there right now that I don't have installed. Never played. I can either sort them as well by designer or availability or what's popular. Difficulty, if you want to. Country. So even fictional, you want to look at only fictional courses, you can do that. There's so many abilities, and this one down here at the bottom, the course style, actually is very useful because I was at that commercial facility and they're like, oh my gosh, how are we going to decide? I don't want to download them all. How do we pick like the top 50? And so what we did is we started with historic. And so I went to all courses in historic. We went through and he recognized a bunch of courses. We downloaded them. We did the same thing with links. And before you knew it, we had plenty of courses that he was happy with and a good starting point. We did a couple searches as well and downloaded those manually. But really nice that you can just grab what you want so easily now. Very impressed with that filtering system. It was needed. Now this is where things are going to get exciting, and I didn't want to save it for last, didn't want to do it in the very beginning, but practice. So you guys haven't seen this yet in the beta. The practice range is all new, and it's not just the range. So I'm actually going to put my camera back up so I don't forget. You guys are going to see an all new background on this range, but it doesn't stop here. There's actually many different sections and options and features I need to show you here, but we're going to start on the range. Very nice backdrop now. Nothing against the waterfalls, but I just feel like this is much more modern and clean and not distracting. Plus there's so much going on here with customization that you can do. So I'm going to start at the top, and there's a lot to cover, bear with me, but I'm just going to start with the basic range. So you'll see I have range selected here. I can adjust the width of the range, which is really nice. I can adjust the green width, so depending on how wide I want the green. All right, down here, obviously the same slider to adjust distance, and then you're going to see these two arrows. I think they're going to put a description or something to let kind of, newer users, infrequent users, to understand that this is for a randomizer selection. So if you were working on your 8-iron, and let's say that you hit your 8-iron upwards of like 160-ish or so, 162, and it starts somewhere around 150, and you wanted to, shape shots, you wanted to give you random distances, you can do that. You'll multiplayer, I'm going to touch on that once I get to these other tabs, which are really awesome, so stay tuned, bear with me for a second here. But I really want to hit a shot out on this regular range first. We won't spend too much time here, but I wanted to show this feature. Now notice those green arrows that are next to the ball. If I cover up my ball and the IXO loses its tracking on the ball, it's not locked in anymore, those go to like a light white. So I was talking to this commercial facility the other day, and they didn't want the audible sound going off all the time, which I agree can be a little annoying, and they didn't want to look up at the ceiling. Well, guess what? They're a GSPro user, and I have a nice wide area, so I can actually just put it right there. I know that that's an ability to lock in, but if I pull it out to the side, it's actually going to lose its lock. So very easy when you're lining up to a ball just to get ready, see that it's green, and you can make your shot. So I will make a shot out in this range just so you guys can kind of just see what it looks like, ball flying and everything. Not the best shot in the world, but I'll take it. It was just a little heavy, but you can see the target that I created down there. You've got all your data, you have everything. And then once we get to the mini map section here in a second, on these other ones, I think you're gonna be excited to see even more features. So let's head over there. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the drop down, and this is where things really get exciting in the practice world, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go to dynamic holes, and you're gonna obviously see that instantly you're in a new environment. You have a builder configuration mode and a random mode. So I'm gonna stay in builder. It will do this randomly as well for you if you want. When you select a green type, you can mirror it at any time, all right? And you have multiple different green types. I'm just gonna go through them really quick so you can kind of see all of the different types of greens that are available, starting with magnolia. Now, if I go to more of just kind of a common looking green, kind of like the cypress green, and it's solid, well, I can actually change it into an island too. And then from an island, I can change it into a peninsula. From peninsula, I can go solid. Let's say that I want to rotate it around. And the orientation is going to be where your target is down at the bottom, you know, where you can see those green indicators. Now, if I'm going to go to an island, for instance, I'm probably going to want a nice little view. You can see that right there, it kind of is the shallow end at the front. I can actually rotate it all the way around this way, and that's going to give me right over the bunker kind of look at it, which would probably be pretty cool to have it like right on that corner, maybe something like that. I can hit apply, and there I am. Now, you can change the type and everything right from here if you want to. All right, you can even change the style right on the fly with those little arrows. So it's really easy to use in that fashion. Now, once you open this back up, you can adjust your distance. You can go all the way back. You can go all the way forward, and I actually just figured this out. You can go past the grass when it's in island mode and turn it into like this little chipping island that's really close. I mean, it's like infinite amount of possibilities here. So I'm gonna kind of leave it at like 155 or so. I have an 8-iron in my hand. Tee-box height is available all the way up to 10 yards. So you can hit down to an island, or you could hit a couple feet up. That's all available. We'll just kind of leave it level. And I want to hit a few shots before we move on to the playground. Stay tuned, there's even more to this, because I want to show you a feature that has to do with this new mini map. So let's go ahead and just fire off random shots. I actually don't want them landing all in the same spot, so we'll just hit some random shots for you. That one's going to go just a little left. I don't know if that's going to make the green where the pin is. That's okay though. That's perfect. Put it in that bunker. And then I'm going to I'll try to have a little cut on this one maybe. Have it go a little right. Perfect. Not a bad shot, really. I'll take that. There's 2. Oh, we'll throw 3 down there. And I mean, this has so many potential possibilities for practicing with purpose and not having to, the biggest thing I want to point out is not having to go out and pick a course, find the right one, place the ball and everything. I mean, this is in the range, just instant, no reloading. Really, really nice how it's all on the fly. Well, that was a pretty bad shot there, honestly, but it's perfect because it's going to put 3 balls out there. You know, let's do 4 because it will even enhance what this is. All right, so I'll try to make up for that pretty bad shot there. I'm talking and swinging. Just tugged just a little bit, but not a bad shot, really. I'll take that, especially for doing all of this, and I only made a couple warm-up swings, so I'll take it. So this is where it gets really cool with the mini map. So lower right, I'm going to open it up, and it looks normal, right? Well, when I hit the expansion arrows, notice the dots of all my previous shots. Now, those are actually larger than they're going to be for the full release. There are things they're adjusting, so when you guys see this released the week of November 4th, I believe they're gonna have that adjusted, so it's gonna be scaling depending on, if I was on a long distance, like 250 yards, those wouldn't be that big. But it shows you what you have available now, and you can even clear them. There's a little eraser here. You can clear it away, and then bring it back down. So it really is nice that you have that available, in my opinion. I think that's a really cool option. Now look at the little multiplayer button right here. See where the people are at the top, where my mouse is? I'm gonna click that. Let's say me and my buddy are down here and we wanna have a quick challenge. Well, we could give ourselves 5 shots per round. We could either score by the best shot, or the sum of the distance, or the average. And we could have a round we could go through, or we could actually have an elimination that we could go through. And then number of rounds, of course, if you're gonna do rounds, you hit start, and you could just have a competition right out here on your own custom built dynamic hole that you built out. So, and just jump all around. And it really doesn't stop there, because I still have to show you this other range that's available called the playground. So let's go ahead and jump out there. So I'm going to just hit apply for now, I think, because once you're out at the playground, like, what is it? Well, I just want to explain to you really quick. This is kind of like a practice facility. All right, and it has all kinds of pre-configured ball locations and holes and pin locations. So if you just want to go up to these arrows, you can very simply just say aim point and just go to all these different locations. All right, they're all pre-configured, super fast. There's a little putting green over there, or chipping green if you want to call it. You can see all the pins. It's going to adjust the different ones. And then you don't have to just do pre-configured like I'm doing right now. If you do this drop down, it will actually change the ball and the ball location and the pin all the way up to 13 different locations. All right, so it's changing the ball and the pin location. See, now I have chipping, I have a bunker shot, all kinds of stuff. I think it's 13 I counted was total. Now, if you only wanted to change the aim point, you can only change the aim point. If you only want to change the ball location, you can only change the ball location. So it's an infinite number of things that you could go through here. I mean, it's really cool. And the only thing that I think that they should do, I was suggesting this, is that they should make it to really where you can kind of like free play, place the ball where you want, you know, aim at whatever, you know, set pin you want. Yeah, I think that'd be cool to, I mean, really even hypercharge it more than it already is. But very, very cool playground that you can go out here. And keep in mind, you have your multiplayer available out here as well. So depending on what you want to do, you want a little chipping contest, 33 yards, great. All you got to do is just hit multiplayer, how many players, and start, and you're good to go. So very cool that that's available. And then I want to exit out of here. As much as I love the practice area and what they've done there, I have more to show you guys. So I'm going to move on to challenges. We'll just show you what Operation 36 looks like inside of here really quick, but this is honestly a separate video on its own. I might do that, or you could check out anybody who's shown it in a video, maybe on YouTube. Check them out. Love supporting other channels too, so see if they've done it, but I'll try to do it too. If you want me to, drop a comment, let me know, and I can go in there. But I love how you can, you know, find a local program, and even if you're interacting on here, it says they may contact you by email, and that's a true partnership. I mean, this is a full integration with Operation 36 and Golf Genius, so it's very cool. Then distance challenges. So this is a cool new addition. Whether you want to do putting with those various distances, you'll see that some of them have a certain number of shots, some of them have a certain number of positions, so pay attention. And then you can go down to short game, you can go down to short irons, you can go down to long irons, and you can go to long distance. And it's cool that they've picked out some of the, you know, fun courses like Top of the World, Whispering Pines, and I'm gonna go to the 30-yard one because this is a new update. This is a good demonstration for you guys. I'm actually going to play this and demonstrate some new physics. So something that some players pointed out as far as feedback goes is bump and run reaction. All right, so I wouldn't call it like a major change, but a significant change to ball physics for this update was the bump and run. I did talk to the developers, and they do have some more minor physics changes and adjustments that they did, but I don't think it's anything significant to where you would be out there playing and you'd be like, well, but yeah, little tiny like green reactions they talked about in certain you know, situations and everything. For whatever reason, this course takes a little bit longer than the others. You know, it says loading course objects, so it must have a ton of objects, because once it starts loading, it loads pretty fast, and this is a pretty beast of a computer, so I think that it just has to do with this design. There's a lot of detail and everything, so that makes sense. Ocean. But this is a 30-yard shot, and I think it had 2 positions in this. If you look in the upper left, it will say shot 1 of 20. And then you'll see that there's actually strokes gained, closest to the pin out of your shots, and then the skill ranking. All right, and then it has the averages down below that. So my goal here is to demonstrate what a bump and run into that hill looks like. So I really want to show how that's going to react. So I'm going to try to, bump and run really isn't in my normal wheelhouse, so I'll see how I can do this. If that was enough though, yeah, it wasn't quite enough, so I'll give it just a little more. Hit it right into there. I like that initial reaction right there though. I think this is, and I'll have to try not to close my face too. I'm kind of coming across it a little bit. I'm not used to this. Not a bad shot though. I like that reaction of the bump and run, and I like this being a challenge because you could actually approach this with a wedge. You could approach this. I know there are holes and positions out at my local course that I play a lot where, especially this one course that I play, where it's very hard, it's tough to get a ball to stop on the green. This is actually what you would probably want to play there, and so now you're practicing it, so it's cool that they have that actually. How's that? Oh yeah. Still kind of pulling him just a little bit, but you know, to demonstrate the physics for a bump and run, I think it's a good example for you guys. You know, and of course you probably want to mess around with one landing on the green too, and I can hit this harder, you know, just past the pin if we want to see what it would be like landing on the green. That was kind of right at the top of the green, and it did what it was supposed to. I mean, that was a fast ball. It rolled past, so I kind of like how that reacted. I really think that chipping it into the hill, though, seems what you would expect. See how that kind of bounces up, still releases? That's really cool. I'll tell you what, I might put this shot in my bag. And you can see now I have 0.47 strokes gained. Closest to pin was 1.5 yards. My skill, 849, and then averages down below. So I would finish this out, and I could go on to the next challenge, different things like that. So it's really, really cool and powerful. But there's even more to show you guys. I want to try to get through everything, so I'm just going to jump out of there. And when you go into challenges, there's the custom skills challenges that are available. If you guys haven't seen those, check them out. Various courses and challenges that are available inside of there for different things. And then this is a new partnership with Ultimate Long Drive. I mean, this is another official partnership and a custom build out that they made for Ultimate Long Drive. And I want to show it to you guys. So it pops up the settings right in the beginning, and you can add different players. The round settings are very simple. You can have an auto start clock, which I like. It doesn't start until you hit the first shot. You can change your grid. You can change the number of shots that you're hitting. The time is going to count down. You can adjust that. And then there are some advanced settings. I'm not familiar with this. I actually need to ask them, or if you guys know, you can feel free to comment down below. But you can load a round file and also save results. So I thought that was kind of cool. I might have something to do with like kind of official long drive stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And if any time you want to go back to that, see these 4 dots, you can bring that back up. But I'll go back to start. If you want to go to day for some reason, you can go to day, but I kind of like the night mode. And I know that some of these competitions happen at night, so it's kind of cool to be under the lights. But I'm just going to hit a normal iron down there. I mean, I haven't hit a driver today, and I don't want to, with my back, let me tell you, I could probably injure it. Not warmed up, making a big driver swing or something. So we'll just hit a normal shot down there for you guys because this is all custom built. So I'm going to show you some things that pop up on this. You're going to see the distance is up in that shot 1, and then it's green because I'm inside of the actual fairway. So if I go past the out of bounds line there, I'll show you. It's pretty cool. See if I can purposely miss one here and maybe get the ball to roll over it. Like when it goes over the line turns red. See that? So if it was rolling and rolls over the line, it turns red as well. On top of that, it's going to give me my distance. So that's hilarious. They were both 156. What are the odds? And it goes red. And you can see I'm on shot 3. You can see that was offline 36.2. You can see your timer. Well done. I mean, custom built and fun. You know, you could have multiple players doing this. I'm not a long drive guy. I probably have no business swinging as hard as I can, but for those of you that are into that, and you know, you can do it without, you know, hurting yourself, right? So real quick, let's just finish up. So Ultimate Long Drive, and then you have that 60-shot skill test. Now, I've done this before. It's a workout. I mean, if you want to do a full bag 60-shot test, it's awesome. I mean, I will be honest with you, it is really cool to go through this. It does take some time, but you can see how that's built out and how it starts. So if you guys want to do that, you know, it's honestly a great challenge. I encourage you to do it. We'll exit out of it now. Maybe we could do that in a video too, but at least wanted to be able to show that. And then Simulator Golf Tour. So if you are part of Simulator Golf Tour, it's completely integrated into this software. Whatever leagues that you're subscribed to, they automatically pull in like this, and you can see I haven't played round 1 of either the SGT Tour Winter or the Par 3, It gives you the course that it's playing. You can download it right inside of there. You play your rounds right inside of there. And then now you can see that live leaderboard as you're playing your, your Sim Golf Tour tournaments. So online match, if you guys haven't seen how this works, it doesn't get much easier than this. So if your friend already set something up, and let's say they called it GSV, you would just hit that, hit join, and you would be in the room if they already created it. Now, if you need to create a room because you want to be a host, you type it in there and you hit join. You're going to pick your course. You're going to set your holes and your match settings, your course setup, scoring, assistance, all that for this online competition. You're going to go in here, let everybody join, and then you're going to see them pop up and hit Play Atlas Valley. Simple as that. So that's how easy it is to set up an online round and play peer-to-peer, and it's very seamless too. So I did my best to show as much as I could in this video without making it an hour long, but with showing all the impactful changes and cool new features and everything that GSPro is launching with version 3. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Comment down below. Share with me anything that you'd like to see. I'd be more than happy to put that on my list for future videos. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned. There'll be a lot more coming soon.